Hello and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we're gonna run around and look for quests. I know there's some in Leeway, so let's do some of the road quests here. Let's see, I think there was one up here by the Ministry. I'll buy some. Oh, Alrani. Ugh. How am I supposed to write my thesis like this? What should I do? Are you okay? What? Oh, it's you. Do you still remember me? I was that, person you found in a treasure hoarder cage down in Lingdra Pass. In any case, thank you for saving me. I don't remember that. What brings you here? Well, after being rescued by you, I went to look for Soraya? Hey, Wang Shuan. By a stroke of luck, I was able to find her. Soraya? Whatever, a really good person. Not only did she treat me to a meal, but she also helped me reorganize my notes. But she told me afterwards that the topic that I'd chosen has already been the subject of many prior theses at the academia. Unless I were to write an exceptional thesis, there's no way that I'll pass. She advised me to change angles. For example, I could write about something related to the elements. But since I don't have a vision and can't use the elements, I have no idea where to begin. So there was nothing for it but to come to the city to try my luck and see if I could find any material here. Wait, when you saved me back then, you fought in a very unique manner. Do you have a vision by any chance? No. Huh? You could fight in that manner without possessing a vision? How can that be? No, never mind. It's a very long story, no doubt. Either way, I have something to ask of you. Could you demonstrate your manner of fighting to me? Perhaps I might discern something that could be used to refine my thesis. Please help me out. If I don't finish the thesis, I'll be dead meat when I return to the academia. Is academia that scary a place? Oh, it's very, very frightening place. I wake up sobbing every time I dream of it. I'd rather stay in that treasure hoarder cage than have to do another draft or thesis defense. Alright, that's enough about the academia. I recall noticing a group of hilly trolls around these parts. Show me your fighting style using them as your target. I think I'm starting to run out of quests and shit to do on here. Pretty soon I might have, I mean I've been wanting to play other games, but I haven't really had time, but I might actually start making videos for other games.
Illusion shattered.
Order guide you.
Shine down.
Oh, there is someone else. Wow, your fighting style really is quite unique. By the way, I've also heard that vision wielders can sense the presence of elements. I believe it's known as elemental sight. Though you don't have vision, I've seen you manipulate elemental energy, so you should have this ability, right? I happened upon a few slimes nearby, so you could demonstrate elemental sight. You can use it to find those slimes. I mean,
Stabilize.
of course they're electro though.
Yahoo!
Not that it matters. Haha, from the perspective of someone without a vision like myself, I didn't notice your use of elemental sight at all. I suppose that might be something that only other vision wielders can sense. Still, Thanks for demonstrating so many things to me. How I wish I had a vision. Having an electro vision would be the best. Not only would it look cool, I could defend myself too. No. An electro vision would probably be the least attainable of all. I'm sure you can get one if you work hard. No, it won't happen, no matter how hard I work. Wait, don't you know? Seems that nobody has obtained an electro vision for a whole year now. I've heard that the academia has been researching this matter for a while now. They have concluded that the lack of electrovisions granted to the mortals is the will of the Electro Archon. I've also heard it said that Inazuma's Electro Archon has proclaimed a vision hunt decree, which has aimed to confiscate the majority of all visions from vision wielders throughout Inazuma. Those who disobey and withhold their visions will be punished severely. I once wanted to travel to Inazuma to write a thesis regarding this decree, but it really does seem dangerous over there. You'll be fine, you don't have vision. Hey, don't say that, just think about it. If people with visions are already suffering, don't you think that those who go without would be even worse off? I suppose I should just stay here in Liyue and finish my thesis in peace, and report back to the academia in Sumeru with my findings as soon as possible. If I delay any longer, I won't hear the end of it. Alright. Still have to thank you for showing me so many things. Take these as tokens of my appreciation. I'll finish my thesis this time for sure. Okay, honestly, with all that... I'm gonna look up Alrani on the Genshin Impact wiki.
Where are those who share the memory?
Let's see. Let's see, you first get her from the cage. I don't remember doing that, but I had to have done it. Endless research is the one we just did. And then she has another one in another land in Inazuma. Okay, and she is... So she did go to Inazuma though. She's supposed to be right over here. Yep. Hey traveler, why are you here? Are you Alrani? After you helped me gather some materials previously, I was preparing to write a thesis on visions and elemental powers. The outline was drawn up, the materials were found, and you were a special example of someone who does not have a vision but could still use the power of the elements. So I wrote up the first draft and sent it to academia for my tutor to review, but the topic is shallow, the logic is unclear, the content is rambling and incomprehensible. My paper was summarily rejected again. So it's a rewrite for you then, huh? Yeah, oh, I've rewritten it twice already. What's another time? First time I wanted to go to Mondstadt to collect data and write a paper about life at Mondstadt and the Four Winds. Wish I met her there. But as soon as I passed the stone gate, I heard that the dragon of the east, Dvalin, who should be one of the Four Winds of Mondstadt, had suddenly started attacking the city of Mondstadt. I specifically went to Mondstadt to consult with Mr. Syed, but he didn't know the reason either and couldn't help me with my paper. Since I didn't have a core argument or any evidence, I had to change the topic. So you went to Liyue? Yes, I thought that since the Geo Archon in Liyue is so diligent and personally guards Liyue Harbor and also helps to guide its overall development, if I wrote a paper on the relationship between the Geo Archon and Liyue Harbor, there should be enough material. And then more like suddenly, no one wanted that. Well, at least that didn't happen while you were writing your paper. Yeah, I think I might have lost it if that had happened. After failing twice, I had no other choice. If I couldn't put a good paper together, I wouldn't be able to show my face back at the academia again. So I wanted to go out in Leeway's countryside to investigate and find a paper topic. But you already know what happened next. To tell you the truth, even when I was captured by the treasure hoarders and pressed for the whereabouts of the treasure, I still felt less stressed than when I was writing my paper. After all, I had a clear idea of what those guys wanted from me, whereas I had no idea what my tutor wants from my paper even now. Is your tutor that terrible? Absolutely terrifying. Now I'll have you know that my tutor is actually a very patient and knowledgeable person. But when it comes to essay writing guidance, no matter what the tutor was like before, they all suddenly become super scary. So I still haven't been able to hand in my paper, and the deadline is getting closer and closer. My tutor must be losing patience. If I dare go back to the academia empty-handed, I've no doubt that he will banish me to sweep the library forever. As such, I came to Inazuma to find less popular topics, such as the Inazuman people's living conditions while they were under the Vision Hunt decree. Well, just don't get caught again. I won't. I mean, I don't have a vision, which might actually been considered an advantage if the Vision Hunt decree were still in force. So now it's after I got rid of the Vision Hunt decree. I've worked out how to conduct the investigation, starting with recording the daily life of the Inazumans on this island. If you're interested, traveler, could you come and do some recordings together with me? Need my help with something again? No, it's just that I came to Inazuma alone, and I don't know anyone except for you. It would be comforting to work with people I know. Let's go. There's still a great many shops on this island for us to explore. Let's start with this one called Ipakusa. Ipakusu? Take pictures would be a good idea. Let's take pictures of Ipakusu with the camera first. So I'm gonna have to equip it, huh?
So many new customers. Maybe I should order some new stuff.
Was that good? Yeah. So that's what Inazuman specialties are like. Hey, what are you doing? Hello, I'm Alrani, a scholar from Sumeru. I'm doing research on Inazuma for an academic paper. Investigating us at a time like this? So suspicious. I don't care what your purpose is. You're disturbing me, so just leave. He makes a good point. Although the shop doesn't seem very friendly, perhaps it might be better. With all the shit that just happened here, yeah, investigating them seems like you're preparing to attack. Gathering intel for Sumeru, so Sumeru could take over Inazuma.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, what are you doing? Hello, I'm a researcher from the academia, right? I didn't expect to see someone like you here. How did you? I just had to take one look at you to know you're a researcher. There's plenty of them back in Sumeru after all. So he's from Sumeru? Did he come all the way here from Sumeru to Inazuma for this so-called sociological study? Yes, I'm just making some preparations. Are you also from the academia? No, I haven't the talent to be an academic. I'm just an ordinary businessman. Since you're writing paper, you can record whatever you like here if you want, but first, let me give you some advice. The Outlander Affairs Agency is wary of Outlanders like us, so remember to be a bit more restrained while you're doing your research. If you get into any trouble, it would be hard for an Outlander like you, who's only just come to Inazuma, to extricate themselves. I understand, thank you. Well, off you go then. Start writing stuff down. Are businessmen so unwelcoming to strangers? Let's try somewhere else. There's a wharf up ahead. Maybe we could find... Damn, she's actually running. I have a feeling with Millis right here, she's about to get arrested. Hello you two, what are you doing? Hello, I'm Alrani, scholar from Sumeru. Doing some academic research here. Research? I'm a fisherman. What's there to research? Do you have permission from the Outlanders Affairs Agency to do suspicious things like that? I heard from Ganshiro that this kind of behavior should be reported to the agency first, right? Why do you need a permit for such mundane things? Eh? Why? Is there such a thing? I've never heard of that one before. You're getting more and more suspicious by the minute. You better come and see Miss Kageyama with me. She's an inspector with the agency. She know how to handle your affairs. Wait, hold on. I'm really just an academic researcher. I'll go report to the agency later. Mr. Mr. Obata, what's going on here? I can hear the row from all the way over there. Oh, it's Mr. Vahid. Well, these two have been loitering around, claiming to be doing some kind of academic research. But when I asked, they don't seem to have permission from the Outlander Affairs Agency. I was going to take them to see Miss Kageyama. Alrani, what are you running around for? Shouldn't you be helping at the store? See, told you not to run around. Hey, huh? You've been writing that paper for so long already. What's the point of rushing it now? Can't you see you're disturbing Mr. Obata? Why, Mr. Bahad, he's a scholar whom I invited from the academia to work as a consultant for my shop. Because she is writing a paper about Inazuma, she's looking for inspiration around these parts. She just came over from the academia, so she doesn't understand the rules around here. Still going through the procedures with the Outlander Affairs Agency, but she can't help running around sometimes. I'm sorry for disturbing you, Mr. Obata. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry that I disturbed you, Mr. Obata. Oh, it's fine. It was a misunderstanding on my part to begin with. Guess you really are a scholar. Alright, Alrani. Come over here. We need to have a talk. Mr. Obata, please excuse me. You just saved her ass. Oh. Because that was wrong. I was expecting her to get arrested. Didn't I just tell you don't do anything suspicious? You still haven't got all your permits squared away. If the Outlander Affairs Agency got involved, there would be no way to resolve things peacefully. Fortunately, I was paying attention to what you were doing. Is the situation still so tense? Now, I'm not too sure from where I sit, but I'm pretty sure not having a license is a no-go. See the checkpoint in Rito? If you want to enter Inazuma, you need to get a permit. Oh no. Does this mean that I can't go to the other islands to collect data? Don't worry. I've asked around the Outlander Affairs Agency before. As it turns out, it might be easier to get a permit if you apply under me, since I'm a businessman here in Inazuma. Thank you, but why do you want to help me? Is this what they call fellowship between countrymen? Sympathy. Well, a little. It's not often that I can meet someone from Sumeru and Inazuma. But really, I too wish to ask a favor of you. Oh? But I'm not a good salesperson. It's not about that. Well, this is somewhat embarrassing, but although I'm in the fertilizer business, I don't know much about these fertilizers. When people ask me about the special characteristics of these fertilizers, I can only refer to the instructions that came with the packaging. I don't know enough to say anything more persuasive. If you're willing, I'd like you to help me think about how to market them. At least help me introduce them in a more persuasive manner, such that I'll be able to attract more customers. In return, I promise that I'll get a permit for you from the Outlander Affairs Agency, so that you can enter other places in Inazuma. What do you think? Do you agree? Huh. The Sumeru does have people who aren't researchers of some kind. Of course, not everyone can or is willing to go to the academia to study and become a researcher. Marketing. I did learn something similar to that at the academia. You've learned that too? I've just read some relevant books on the topic. It's all theory. I've never put them into practice. After all, the academia was no place to practice marketing in anyway. But if I study the applications of these fertilizers, perhaps I can come up with some selling points that can be used in marketing. That would be great. Ah, Let's not just stand here and talk. You're probably hungry after all that. Let me make you something to eat. Traveler, could you help me get some ingredients? I just need a serving each of fish, seagrass, and rice. What are you gonna make? Haha, it's nothing fancy, just an old recipe. Have you found the ingredients? Yeah, I got plenty of rice. Don't worry, it's more than sufficient. Just a moment, it'll be ready soon. Wow, it looks delicious. You're a great cook. Haha. You live alone for a long time, you will naturally learn this kind of thing. Go on, dig in. I'm also doing this for the business. In the beginning, I was thinking about many different ways to market our fertilizer. One thing I thought of was to use the vegetables grown with my fertilizer as ingredients to make delicious food, which would help prove their efficiency. But later I realized that the idea of cooking in a fertilizer shop was a little inappropriate, so I gave up. It is a bit out of place. Of course, now that I have Miss Alrani's help, I won't have to come up with these terrible ideas by myself. I'll do my best. But about that issue with the travel permit, leave it to me. If there are no problems, it should be done in just a few days. Still, researcher coming to Inazuma is a rare sight. What sort of paper are you writing? Don't know. I don't know yet. I hope to finish the paper while I'm in Inazuma. If I can't get it done, I'll have to go back to the academia to face the music. Alright. I think I read there was one more quest for her too.
Fingers crossed she comes traveling with me.
For her sake.
Let's see, fertilizer salesperson.
Enjoy the blessing of lessons.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
It says I have to
But where
complete a
are
couple
those
other
who
quests.
share the memory?
Fingers crossed she comes traveling with me.
Let's see, it says talk to Iwata. He's... damn. He's all the way over here. I mean, it's an Alrani quest, but once it's started with someone else, but has to do with the fertilizer, so I guess it makes sense. Damn, I didn't have to buy those carrots. Hold up, I'm robbing this guy.
Try some different seeds.
This doesn't seem right either. Something the matter? Ah, hello there, traveler. Well, I'm trying to make some fertilizer. I heard from someone that someone from Sumeru has set up a fertilizer shop in Rito. They say that these fertilizers have unusual properties as long as you add a little when growing plants. They will grow exceedingly lushly. But I can't go to Rito to purchase that fertilizer, so I tried making my own here. You figured out how to make some yourself? Actually, no. I asked around everywhere before coming up with this method myself. To get into the specifics, you want to mix some crops and some animal excrement together into a pile. Afterward, you cover it with a layer of branches and leaves and such to maintain the temperature. After a while, they say that the ingredients will undergo some changes and even blend together, forming a sort of fertilizer. But no matter how much I experiment, these materials just won't come together. It's really strange. Do you have the wrong ingredients by any chance? Crops, animal excrement, branches, and leaves. It should be correct. That's what I've heard at least. Where did I go wrong? Forget it. Let me just try again. Traveler, could I ask you for a favor? I'll make another batch of fertilizer. Once it's done, I'd like you to check on it together with me. Given how much you've seen and learned, you might know what went wrong during the process. Sure. Alright, I'm counting on you, traveler. I'll make some preparations over there first. Making this sort of fertilizer requires some time, so please come find me in a bit. Until then, please help me watch that fertilizer pile. The next day. I hope it's game time. And well, the fact that it's telling me next day means it's probably game time.
Where do you want to go next?
Stabilize.
Illusion shattered.
This is order.
No, we've got to take these monsters out first. What she said, but they were already dead at that point. Thank you, Traveler. Thank you. I was halfway through making the fertilizer when those monsters came charging up out of nowhere. It's so strange, but it's good that you showed up when you did. Might be because of that pile of fertilizer, you know? Really? I've heard that the smell is a sign that you might have succeeded. Well, in any case, come over here and have a look at the fertilizer. I'll explain as I open it up. Hold it. He's gonna bitch about the smell, ain't he? He's a dog. And Mr. Goro, I wasn't aware that you'd be passing this way today. I'll patrol Goro. Never mind that first. Is this a pile of stuff you're doing? Yes, this fertilizer was the work of our hands. Mr. Goro, did you come here to check on the fertilizer as well? In that case, let's... Wait, hold on a minute. I'm not here for that. Wait, actually, I am, but... Goro's face is twisting up something awful. Let's adjourn to someplace a little further away. Alright, let's do that. Everyone leave the fertilizer pile. So, Mr. Goro, why are you here? Lately, a lot of residents have been complaining of a terrifying stench nearby. So for safety, I came to investigate and wound up following the smell all the way here. That's how I found you. Iwata, I've heard that you've been researching fertilizer, but the way that you're going about it is a disturbance to the peace. Basically. Either way, Iwata, could you please dispose of that fertilizer? We'll try to help you find some other way. Sir, General Goro, I'm here. What's happened? General, we caught a suspicious person out on the outskirts. She was acting very furtively, calling herself a fertilizer salesperson or some such. I thought that was awfully strange, so I had this person detained. I thought that you might wish to see her questioning. Fertilizer this, fertilizer that. What is it with me and fertilizer today? I've got it. I'll be with you shortly. Head back first and help to maintain order. Iwata, please deal with the matter of the fertilizer. We'll discuss this further later. Traveler, why don't you come with me? Doesn't seem like there's anything else to do. Someone's selling fertilizer. Paimon can't help but feel that's familiar somehow. Nothing's coming to mind though. Ah well, whatever. Let's just go over there and see what's up. Alright, this is where Alrani gets involved. Unfortunately, spoiled because the whole reason I started this quest is because of her, but... Oh, there's someone to get a quest from here. Let me look. Some old lady. Stay right there and don't move. I'm not moving. You asked me to explain and I explained that I'm really a researcher from the academia. Can you say that you're advertising fertilizer? I can't research from the academia. Can't a researcher from the academia also advertise for fertilizers? Just listen to me for a moment, will ya? Is this the person? Yes, sir. When we caught her, she was sneaking around the place and wouldn't stop writing certain things down. General, I'm positive that she's a shogunate spy. I'm not, and I wasn't. I already told you, I'm a researcher. I was just collecting material for my thesis. Cut the crap. Did you seriously expect us to believe that you'd walk into a battlefield over a thesis? You're definitely playing at something else. What could I really dare to play at other than my thesis anyway? Oh, it's you, Alrani? Traveler, oh, this is wonderful. Please tell them I'm not a bad person. I'm just here to write my thesis. Know her? Well, you could say that. You tell them all about Alrani. Does graduating really drive researchers from Sumeru this far up the wall? But given what you've said, you're only acquaintances at best. And as far as her status as researcher from Sumeru, that's something you only heard from her, isn't it? That's correct. I'm afraid none of that evidence here is conclusive. But if she's got your guarantee, I'd wager that she isn't a bad person. General, if I may make a suggestion, do you remember Kaushik, that researcher who's been studying our island's culture and history? He's been here all this while, and his credentials are quite solid. Why don't we ask him to tell if this fertilizer saleswoman is actually a researcher or not? That actually sounds like a decent plan. Traveler, could we trouble you to bring Kaushik here? Just in case of any incidents, I'll stay here and guard this fertilizer saleswoman. Alright. It's up to you then. Come back as quickly as possible. I kind of want to just leave her for hop off and just do the rest of this tomorrow. Oh no, he made some pretty good points though. He could have been lying this whole time. You can't say 100% that she's actually who she says she is. The meeting of this totem. Traveler? Did you have some business with me? This is about Alrani. Alrani's here? On Watatsumi Island? That's odd. What's that girl doing here? Shouldn't she be in leeway? She was arrested by some soldiers. What? Of course. Coming to Watatsumi Island under the present circumstances, of course they would suspect her. Never mind that for now. Let's head over there to help that reckless girl out. Alrani, it really is you. But why are you here in Inazuma? Weren't you supposed to be in Leeway? This is gonna be a long story, isn't it? Mr. Kaushik, you know Alrani? Oh, you're General Goro, aren't you? You surmised correctly. Alrani and I are both researchers from the academia. After that, we left the academia to conduct field work for our own areas of research. I didn't think that I'd meet her here, but, can a researcher just freely leave the academia? I want to call it leaving freely. Alrani and I are both Dryosh. To us, wandering and learning are part of our research process, and as such, we are permitted to leave the academia. General Goro, I can guarantee that Alrani is telling the truth. Alright then, there's no problem. I'm saved. Thank you so much. Haruyuki Ukubo, this matter is settled. Go attend to your own duties. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Miss Alrani. We mistook you for someone suspicious. That said, while we have cleared your name, your barging into Watatsumi Island like this has made no shortage of trouble for us. Are you gonna find me? I don't have very much more on me. Well, since you did claim to be a fertilizer salesperson earlier, and you're a researcher to boot, well, there's something you can do for us. We have a man named Awada living here who's researching fertilizer. Miss Alrani, please lend him a hand. If you could help him produce some fertilizer that isn't also a public disturbance, then you're free to do research here just like Mr. Kaushik. Fertilizer? What? I'm just... She'll be fine. Alrighty, this is a good opportunity to collect research material. Since you're here in Inazuma, that must mean that your thesis is still... Do you know what the standards for graduation are at the academia? If you can't graduate several years in a row, I'll do it, alright? I've learned about the fertilizer at Mr. Vahid's. I'll get this done in one go. Just you all watch. Graduation, brigade character growth. Well then, we'll call this a day for now. Miss Alrani, the fertilizer matter is in your hands. I've got some other matters to handle, so if you excuse me. Oh yes. Please remind Iwata to move his fertilizer a bit further away. Alright, I'll continue with my research now. If you have any questions, Alrani, just feel free to ask me. Damn. Okay. Probably faster up here. Traveler, you're back. I've disposed of that pile of fertilizer. I suppose I'll have to find another place to conduct my experiments. This person is a fertilizer specialist from Sumeru. Hello there, I'm Alrani. Wait a moment, a fertilizer specialist? I just learned a little bit about them. Well, either way, the general they called Goro requested that I assist you with your fertilizer research. It's a pleasure to be working with you from now on. Is that so? That's great. If we succeed, then we'll be able to plant more crops here on Watatsumi Island. Do you remember to pile that fertilizer further away? Eh? Oh, I get it. Yes, the pleasure is all mine, Miss Alrani. Yeah, I'll be doing my best. I'll do my best. This is for my thesis. Man, can't wait till Sumeru comes out and we see the end result of her shit. But I'm gonna call this one here. If you watched this, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have wonderful lives. Peace.